YouTube is the third most visited website in the world. It is the second biggest search engine in the world, and it is the largest video sharing platform. Every minute, over 72 hours of video are uploaded to the website. In 2011, YouTube had more than 1 trillion views. That's approximately 140 views for every man, woman and child on Earth. Content ID, the YouTube copyright checking system, scans over 100 years of video every day.
I don't know, it's just a bit of fun really, you know. It started off with like a friend was just videotaping, not videotaping, but had his mobile app was videoing me playing guitar. I think I was just singing an Oasis song or something. And he just put it up to YouTube for fun, it got quite a few views and yeah, it just carried on I guess.
That's a very tricky question. Part of me thinks I just wanted to be famous or something like that. You know, I think everybody thinks that a little bit in the back of their head. But I think part of it is that I really like the community and the people involved in it. YouTube gatherings were something that really sparked that off, and I really like the people I met there. I met a lot of my best friends there. And I just wanted, I guess I want to give something back to the community that they can watch and enjoy.
It was mainly just boredom. Kind of like whenever somebody goes into the Apple store, they always go over to the iMacs and they mess around on Photo Booth, don't they? And when I got a Mac to start my college course, I essentially had Photo Booth on it. I was like, hey, at home I'll probably be a little bit crazier because I'm not worried about people like seeing me making an arse of myself in the middle of the street, and that's kind of what sparked it off really. I was sort of a year or so into doing radio and writing song parodies and stuff, so I decided to sort of do that but in video form as well.
I don't know, I just find it really fun. It's something I really enjoy doing. Yeah, it's something to do, innit? Fill the time.
I think just because it's such like a lucrative career path, like in general, and also just like the amount of opportunities and doorways that it opens up, because this sort of like combines my two loves. I've always been a gamer, and I've always liked entertainment. I tried radio, I tried sort of like TV presenting, I did a little bit of podcasting as well, and this is sort of just like my favorite things sort of like merged into one. So I think like I sort of felt my way through each of them, and now they've all sort of like pathed into this one sort of career path. And just like the response I get as well from my community and my audience is always quite strong, because I have quite a close connection with my audience. I'm not as disconnected from them as some YouTubers are. So there's always people there that are there to support me on not just, you know, like a fan to celebrity basis, but more so on like a personal level as well, which is cool. Yeah, big time. That's one of the main things I tell people when they say, you know, what should I do if I want to start a channel? When people say, how do I get big on YouTube? And I don't think there's any set way. I think a lot of it is partly talent and a hell of a lot of luck. For a video to go viral, which is in my case how I got big, was I did a song and it got uploaded by the Yogscast guys and it went huge. And then I picked up like a small audience off that. I only got about 15 to 20,000 subscribers off my first song, and then I just started to sort of build slowly from there. But the main thing is when you want to be big on YouTube, do it as a hobby first. Don't go into it thinking, oh, I want to make money off this, I'm going to make this my job. Do it as a hobby, and if it blossoms into work, then fair enough. And if you've not lost anything in the process.
Oh, definitely, yeah, 100%. There's some people that just want cash from the videos and that's it. I mean, you look at some of these game review sites and that kind of stuff, and you can tell they're obviously scripted and tried to be as funny as possible to get views. And I don't know, it's a tricky game because like without exposure, you can't get views and you can't really express what you want to express as well as you can. But at the same time, if you're just doing it to get famous and to get views, then there's not much point in doing it. It's just a popularity contest.
Well, yeah, of course. There's probably more people on YouTube uploading videos. Well, those, you know, YouTubers, I guess, probably more of them are up there just to try and make a bit of cash than they're actually people just having a bit of fun. But yeah, no, it's like internet fame is something that's just getting bigger and bigger now, with recent Facebook videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd say there are a lot of people on YouTube who are just on it to make money.
Oh God, I don't really want to be famous like to a huge amount. I don't want to meet anyone who knows me from YouTube, because I've been to gatherings. I've been to Summer in a City, and seeing like Alex and Charlie surrounded by fangirls the entire time, it's just not pleasant. Charlie, bless his heart, was surrounded. This was 2011 gathering. He was surrounded by girls and fans for about 4 hours. He was just standing in the middle of a field, like middle of the park, and people were just surrounding him. And he was just too nice to tell them to shove off. And I don't know. I just think that's a bit too extreme, because people start to think of you as this person that's on the computer and not a real person. And it's really difficult to convey that personness to a video camera, especially when it's a planned video.
Not very. No, I'm not very famous. Not famous at all, in fact. And you know, but not too. You know, I'm not too bothered about being famous. It's just a bit of fun. Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where you have to be in the right. I get like recognized in the street probably a couple of times a month, like 2 times a month tops. But if we were to go to something like, I mean, like for example, if we go to like a gaming convention, then we're very likely to get noticed, and it's like multiple times a day. Like when we went to Eurogamer last year, it was pretty much I couldn't walk like 10 or 15 meters without somebody stopping me and asking for an autograph or to say hello or have a picture. And yeah, so it's all kind of dependent on where you are and what you're doing. And especially if for example, I've told people I'm going to be at Gadget Show Live in a week or so from now. So we're expecting to see a lot of faces there, which will be cool.
There's a lot of different sides to the community. Thankfully, I've been part of the more friendly side of it since about 2009, 2010. But I think there is a side. I've been to a couple of gatherings that have been organised by a lot of younger YouTubers who I don't know, and they didn't really understand what the whole community thing was about, and they kind of went there and just dressed up in onesies and cat makeup, and I was like, well, this isn't a YouTube gathering. This is I don't know what this is. It might be a YouTube gathering. I don't know. It's like it's changing. The community is changing. It's always changing, but I kind of miss the old days.
Yeah, the YouTube audience can be interesting. I mean, luckily, my little community that I've got surrounding my videos is actually just insanely positive. I very rarely get any trolly comments on my own videos, and if I do, then my audience are very quick to sort of dismiss them. But I think it's one of those things of when you get bigger, just more trolls will come in general. Like, it's kind of one of those things. You start off with a small, tight-knit community, and as you grow bigger, it starts to get slightly less nice to be around. But it's never at a point where you don't want to make videos, you know. A lot of the time, you got to remember that. For example, the main Yogscast channel, they've got 4 million subscribers. If a video gets 1 million views, and they're between 10 and 20 to 1 million, it is so tiny that it's so easy to just sort of brush everything off and, you know, not let it phase you.
I found it very, how do I put this? I guess the YouTube community is very eclectic. There's a lot of different people doing a lot of different things. But, you know, yeah, I'd say eclectic. You know, you got people doing weird stuff on YouTube. You got people doing what I do. You got people just doing normal YouTubing, you know, discussing their life events and stuff like that. But no, it's very big, isn't it? So, yeah, it's quite cool.
Have you come across any negative sides to the community?
Yeah, I guess there's a competitive side to the whole thing. You know, or who's got most subscribers, who's got the most views and stuff like that. You know. But nothing too bad. Like, I haven't been sent death threats or anything, so I count that as a good sign. Other people's songs.
Do you ever upload your own songs that you've written?
No. I have written some, but no, I'm just keeping this solely just for a bit of fun, covering a few songs, you know.
My ideas. Often I want to talk about social issues and issues that concern me, because I'm part of the, queer spectrum. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about, but there's a lot of stuff that's also been talked about already, and it's been put more than it could ever. And it's difficult. It's also difficult to convey those kinds of things when the majority of your viewership can't empathise with you, but they can sympathise with you, but they can't empathise with you, and it's difficult to convey those kinds of concepts and ideas. Like if I made a video about being genderqueer, or made a video about the issues trans people face, then a lot of people go, okay, that's interesting, but how does this apply to me? And it's that kind of bridge you need to cross. But a lot of my inspiration, it like comes at like midnight or like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh my god, I need to make this video, and I'll write down a little note on a piece of paper, and then I look at it the next morning and go, wow, that would make an awful video, so I never make it. And this is why I wanted to start this collab channel, because then I can actually make something and be forced to make something instead of sitting around and not doing it. Because when it's your own channel, you have regulation over how long you can make video. I mean, when it's your own channel, you can decide when to make videos and how long they need to be and what days and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes you might not make a video for weeks and weeks and weeks, and sometimes you might make loads in a row, and it's just not regulated. But with the collab channel, it gives you rules, and you need that to kind of force you. It gives you a deadline.
I think a lot of the time it's just, I ask myself what game to play, or if a game isn't out yet, I ask myself what would I want to know about the game when it's coming out. Because a lot of people do the run of like, oh, the graphics are going to be this good and this, that, and the other. Whereas I always quite like the more quirky details of games, and some of the more like quirky mechanics of it. And then when it comes to the songs as well, the songs are just kind of, do I have a story to tell? Because with a lot of my songs, there's always a visual storyboard before I actually write the lyrics, because you can actually fit words into you can actually fit a story into lyrics, song words, a lot easier than you can turning it the other way around. So I guess it's just kind of wanting to know what I'd want to watch. That's any content that you make on YouTube or on anything, always make it what you'd like to see, and hopefully other people will like it. And if they do, then that's great, because you can carry on doing what you love and you actually have an audience that are wanting to consume it, which is good.
Television. I think part of the problem is that users don't have enough money or spend making high budget TV shows, and they can emulate them, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think they're two very distinct formats. That's like saying, do you think films are ever going to overtake television shows, or do you think books are going to replace video games? It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I think they're very two distinct formats, and I think people watch them for different reasons. Although I will say that because the user can choose what they want to create and choose what they want to watch, you tend to get a better information digest. Like, for instance, you'll watch a science show on TV, and it'll be very generalized so everyone could understand it. Then you go on YouTube, and there's certain channels like SciShow or other scientific channels that I don't know, because I'm not very sciencey, but you'll find that kind of stuff. And although it's very generalized, it's also to a specific audience. And so users can understand it better, and they can learn a lot more from YouTube videos, I feel, because they're directed towards that purpose of educating instead of making money as well. But television, I feel that the audience is too broad to be aimed at such a specific audience. But with YouTube, you can aim at very small audiences. Like, I mean, you can have a whole channel around Minecraft, for instance. You couldn't do that on TV. There's no way you could do that on TV because there isn't a big enough audience to make that. Like people aren't going to tune in and go, oh, it's 2 o'clock, we've got to watch the Minecraft show now. I mean, yeah. They're two distinct formats.
Probably not for a long, long time. Television still has all the, television has paid writers, very talented writers, and basically television has money. I mean, YouTube does have money. You can make money off YouTube, but there's a lot more money in television. There's a wider range of talent and stuff like that, so if it does, then it won't be for a very long time.
I think it will. I think it already has started to do that as well. I mean, pretty much any television, because I just got a brand new TV the other day, and it comes bundled with Netflix and LoveFilm and YouTube on them as standard. And yeah, and like I find that I watch stuff on Netflix as opposed to, switching on my Skybox. I really should cancel that. My Skybox is quite a lot, and I only ever use Netflix and things that I've sort of bought off of iTunes, because we're kind of in an age now where people want things that they don't want to wait an hour until it comes on Comedy Central or something. They want to watch it that moment. And because, people get busier and busier the older they get, they need stuff that's quite instant and ready for them to watch. So yeah, I would definitely think that traditional TV is going to slowly start phasing out.
The only way to make videos is just get on and do it. Make videos, sit down and go, I have an idea, I'm going to film it, I'm going to edit it, I'm going to publish it. Even if during any of those stages that you think this video is going to be awful, even if it's like during editing and you see a clip and you're like, no, this is really bad, or you want to refilm it just because one thing's not perfect, or just keep doing it. Just do it, finish it, get it finished. The best thing to do is finishing things. Like, same with anything, like poems, creative writing, script writing, filming, creating any kind of painting. You just need to finish it, because once you finish it, you've got that experience. Main tip that I always say to people is clarity. So when you start off making any kinds of videos, you might not be a particularly strong presenter or a personality or whatever else it may be. But that is something that will come in time. It's one of those practice makes perfect things. But as long as the visual quality of whatever video you're making and the audio quality is nice, people will actually forgive the lack of personality there, because they'll appreciate the crispness of it, because it's not particularly entertaining and the audio off instantly. Whereas if it doesn't, they might stick around for that extra 10 seconds and see the potential that you've got. So yeah, clarity is probably the major thing when it comes to making videos.
Yeah, get a camera, I guess. Have a talent. Well, just, do something you enjoy. Just video it. Yeah, whether it's weird or not weird or half weird, maybe a bit creepy. Yeah, just upload it. Get yourself out there. Takes a few hours in the day. You can, yeah.